Maybe you've found yourself trying to hold everything together for a long time, fixing your past, planning your future, saving relationships, even changing yourself. As if life is a project, something you constantly need to work on and improve. But then one day, everything feels like it just stops. And in that moment, the emptiness feels like a threat. You find yourself feeling not peaceful in the silence, but restless, because for years, your mind has always been planning the next step. And now, doing nothing can make you feel useless. Maybe you've noticed it too. Every time you pull back, this thought rises inside you. Something's missing. Something's wrong. I have to act. But maybe nothing is missing. Maybe the chaos you've gotten used to has taken the place of peace. And silence isn't dangerous at first. It's just unfamiliar. Because we never learned how to pause. We only learned how to fix, to produce, to control. We only felt worthy when we were useful. And constant busyness became our new normal, not calm. But now it feels like something is breaking inside that norm. You don't want to know everything anymore. You don't want to reply to every message, chase every opportunity, fix every feeling. Maybe you just want to stop. And for the first time, stopping doesn't feel like escaping. It feels like surrender. Stopping has often been described to us as weakness, as if letting life be is laziness, indifference. But what if the real courage is being able to wait without interfering? What if your strongest state is the one where you're not trying to fix anything? Because maybe life gets tired the more we interfere with it. Our urge to analyze every emotion, our need to save everyone, our panic to fill every empty moment actually pulls us away from life. And without realizing it, we stop living and start managing. The tiredness you're feeling, it's not just physical. It's the exhaustion of a soul worn out from always fixing. The burnout of a mind that feels responsible for keeping everything in check. Maybe you haven't noticed, but for years you've been trying to direct thoughts, people, possibilities, and outcomes. And the more you try to manage life, the further it drifts from you. But life isn't a system, it's a cycle, not a project, but a flow. And the more we try to control that flow, the more we lose our way. True strength, not controlling, but creating space. Society taught us, control is success. Plan everything, track everything, be active at all times. But no one taught us how to create space, to let things evolve in their own time. That staying quiet can also be an answer. Sometimes, for a relationship to heal, you need to stop trying to fix it. Sometimes, for a feeling to pass, you need to feel it, not solve it. And sometimes, life doesn't want to be led. It just wants you to walk alongside it. Stopping, stepping back, doing nothing. May look passive from the outside, but inside, it's deeply active. Because in that moment, you're not acting from habit. You're acting from awareness. That's the difference. Reacting is easy. But choosing not to react, that takes consciousness. It's not about rushing to act the moment you feel something. It's about holding that feeling without the need to fix it. That's maturity. Productivity or anxiety. If the first thing you do in the morning is check your phone, it's not curiosity, it's alertness. If you plan every minute of your day, it's not discipline, it's anxiety disguised as structure. If you feel the need to explain every emotion, it's not vulnerability, it's a search for internal approval. Trying to constantly optimize life might look like ambition, but often it's just a control addiction. Because deep down, we believe, if I don't control everything, things will go wrong. But some things will go wrong anyway, and it's not because you didn't do enough. It's because life naturally has ups and downs. That's why you don't have to recover instantly from every fall. Sometimes things need to fall apart. Sometimes something has to break before something new can be built. And your job isn't to keep everything standing. Sometimes it's just to witness it. You get lighter. When you give permission, when you speak without trying to impress, when you stop filtering every sentence, when you choose to listen instead of rushing to respond, something shifts inside you. You get lighter. Because now you don't need to prove anything. You're not forcing life to fit your plan anymore. You're finding your place in the flow. Maybe the clarity you're seeking isn't in more thinking. Maybe the answer isn't in the next strategy. Maybe it's just in allowing things to be. And this allowing is so powerful, it doesn't just change you, it transforms those around you too. As you find peace, the tension around you begins to dissolve. Because you're no longer feeding the drama. You've stopped trying to change others, and that, without realizing, becomes the most powerful form of transformation. And eventually you begin to realize life opens up, not when you force it, but when you listen. Answers don't come from over-planning, but from silence. And peace isn't found in control, but in letting go of the need to control. Because real strength isn't changing the flow of events, it's staying grounded within them. It's being steady in your breath, in your stance, and before solving anything, being willing to understand it. You've spent years thinking about the next step, the next message, the next job, the next chance. But maybe the biggest shift is not postponing this moment, just coming back to now. Constant readiness doesn't protect you, it only pulls you away from real experience. You miss real closeness, real peace, the real you. Because while you're always thinking one step ahead, you're no longer present in this one. But now you can choose a different path. Instead of trying to solve life's answers, try sitting with it without questioning. At first, the silence might feel scary, but eventually you'll see. Silence isn't emptiness. It's an invitation to return to yourself, to feel again, and maybe for the first time, to simply exist without performance. And in that moment, you'll realize nothing was missing. You were already whole. There were just too many voices keeping you from remembering it. And now, those voices are fading, because you're not here to manage life anymore. You're here to live it. So before changing anything, just sit. Just breathe. Just close your eyes and ask, if everything stays exactly as it is, am I still okay? And once you start saying yes to that, the world truly begins to shift. If these words touched something in you, don't let the feeling pass. Leave a comment. Writing is a small gift you give to yourself. An intention, a step, maybe just a way of saying, I feel it too. No one here is pushing you to grow faster. No one's measuring or judging. This is just a reminder. Sometimes moving forward starts with standing still. And if this kind of content feels good to your heart, subscribe. Not for the algorithm, for yourself. So you can stay connected to quiet, simple, pressure-free spaces more often.